Hello all you half-pints out there, and welcome to another Town of Salem gameplay video. I made a boo-boo in this one, guys. I made a boo-boo in this one, and I hit record, and recorded the video, but didn't record the audio. I was a dummy. So, I'm doing all this commentary in post, which is a bit of a shame. The reason why I'm going to do this one at all is because it actually ends up being a really pretty funny game with a funny name theme. I want you guys to kind of enjoy it. So, I'm going to do my very, very best to kind of talk about this as we go along. But I'm not exactly sure if it'll be anywhere near as good as the original was. But I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that this is all going to be added in post commentary. So first off, we did a very weird name theme this time. I have the executioner role, but we did a very weird name theme. We've done it once before. It was during a stream. We did the president's name theme, and I happen to really enjoy this one because it used to end up with some pretty funny conversations. People are calling out other presidents, and it's like Nixon just attacked Truman. It's just funny to think about it in that particular way. Makes it a little bit more, I don't know, it makes it humorous to me. And I'm trying to do right now my normal executioner play, which is to play as if I was a lookout who finds my mafia on day 2. So I'm already kind of preparing the will. It's not like I'm going to be killed at night, so I'm preparing the will already so that it's all ready to go when the time comes. And I want to just quickly also mention to you guys that this is a kind of game name theme that can upset some people. It can get a little bit funny, a little bit weird. People call out each other. People say, catchphrases and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, even if it ends up becoming a little bit funky throughout the rest of it. And even if I don't play my very best, because I don't believe I do. But I appreciate it that if you do enjoy this video, that you hit the like button. And if you don't enjoy this video, if you think I suck really badly and I shouldn't be playing this game anymore, you should probably let me know in the comments that's the case. So let's continue right along here. And day 1 kind of messes me up a little bit because there are no mafia kills. And mafia kills are kind of important when you're an executioner because mafia kills make people afraid. And they make people more likely to vote. I tend to find that I have a better luck with executioner if there's both a serial killer and a godfather getting kills the first night, because it kind of makes people a little bit more on the edge. They're a little bit more like, we got to get something going. We got to get something going. They're already thinking in terms of how do we kill evil today. So if you give them an out, they typically want to take it. So I'm a little bit bummed out by this, right? I'm a little bit bummed out. And, they're talking about walls in the chat. They're talking about Roosevelt just yells tacos for some reason. Abraham Lincoln calls Donald Trump poop. Barack Obama says Obamacare is amazing. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. We have a great time with this theme. It's absolutely fantastic. And anyway, so right now I'm going back to kind of focusing on what it is that I'm trying to do. I picked just somebody random for day 1 because at this point I'm trying to think, what exactly is my play going to be? Because I have an idea now, and I've never tried it before, and I'm a little bit hesitant to know. I'm not even sure exactly how it would necessarily work, but my theory goes a little bit like this. If I set night 1, it was likely that immune was hit because nobody claimed healed, and nobody claimed they were attacked and jailed. So it seems likely at least, that there was in fact somebody who was attacked but didn't die last night. So my thought process is kind of like, well, maybe what I can do is actually put my target's name, James Garfield, in instead of where Nixon is, or whoever. If Mafia calls somebody out in their death note, I can put that person in the name where Nixon is, and then say that my guy, James Garfield, visited them, therefore indicating that that person is in fact likely going to be Mafia. So that's kind of the thought process I'm going with right now, and I've prepared my will for it, and I'm kind of waiting right now. It's like, okay, so killed by Mafia, that's good for me. Do they leave a death note? They do? It says, dang it, George. Well, I don't know what dang it, George mean. It could be a quote from Seinfeld as far as I know. Or does it mean perhaps that George Bush was immune last night? On the first night, I should say. And I kind of hesitate here for a little bit. I wanted to be right off the bat here and say, if George Bush is immune, it's probably James Garfield. And I'm hesitant, and I'm building it out, and I'm like, I changed my mind. I'm like, no, I can't do it right now. It's too late for me to do it. I don't think it's time to do it. And then Abraham Lincoln says, is Bush immune? Barack Obama goes, probably. Or is he AFK, given the name, but unsure. That's talking about Cotton Mather. So I'm like, all right. People think that he might be guilty. Maybe I should go. All right, fine. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put James Garfield in there. let's go ahead. Let's go with this. And I highlight it all, and it's almost the time to vote. So I'm like, all right, come on. I gotta get out there. Gotta get the data out there. If Bush is immune, he was visited by James Garfield. There's night one. There's my big thing right there. There's my go, right? There's like the big out that I'm trying, and I'm like, all right, I'm only gonna highlight night one because night two could get me in trouble. So I highlight night one. Eisenhower, look out. Night one, Bush, James Garfield. He was visited by James. So, nope. He could have been guarded. He didn't say anything. So not sure what that means. Neutral killing, and then they're kind of like, they're not talking about what I wanted to be talking about, which is James Garfield guilty? I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? I mistimed it, guys. I mistimed it. It was bad. I needed to go right out there at the beginning, or I needed to not go at all. That is what I could have done. But now I kind of got something thinking in my head. I said, well, they can't ignore two people, right, who have been visited by James Garfield. They can't. So I'm thinking, do I wait another night? Do I wait an extra night? Or do I go right for James here? Do I wait another night, or I put James here? And you got to try, when you're executioner, it gets a little bit intense in terms of you're trying to think of all the different ways where your timing is in play. You need to time it right. You need to have a lot of things going right, honestly, before you can get a good executioner game in. So the day comes up, Thomas Danford is dead, and I decide I'm going to go for it. Thomas Danford, I think I even spell it incorrectly, which is bad, and I go ahead and put James Garfield down there at the end. Now, of course, I have to make sure that they are, in fact, killed by Mafia before I can confirm that, of course, James Garfield is Mafia. And I look in there, it's like, okay, he was killed by Mafia. I saw it real quick, and I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to call it out right here. Dang it, George. Thomas Danford's role was medium. And I want to be right up here. I want to be the first person, the first thing that they hear. I wasn't. Roosevelt was. Mafia cleaning the town of non-president. And I get out there and say, Eisenhower, look out, night one. James Garfield, Mafia. It was James. And James Garfield goes, I was jailed. If you could have seen my face right now at this moment, I don't type anything else for the rest of the day. What do I say? Jailer knows you're lying. Jailer knows you're not lying. And then Barack Obama is like, okay, impeach James, and he kind of hasn't caught up yet. But everyone else is. Eisenhower is X. Eisenhower, drop it already. Nice try, Eisenhower, but James is innocent. Washington kind of seems almost like they soft claim a sheriff right there, but it's not working, guys. It's not working. He claimed his role to the jailer. It's up to the jailer now if he thinks he's guilty, but the truth is that you can't visit when you're in jail. And I made a mistake. I didn't swing hard enough for the fence. I kind of half swung for the fence, and it ended up getting my guy in jail, where he claimed a role that I suppose the jailer believed him for, and meant that he could not visit the target, which I had said supposedly he had visited. So, bummer. That's the end of the day, guys. That's the end of the day. I should have waited another day, perhaps. At that point, it was too late for me to go that day. I should have waited an extra day, seen who it is that died by Mafia the next day, and gone for it then. But right now, I'm a little bit beaten down. But I've noticed something. They didn't vote on me. They didn't vote on me at all, and I'm not in jail. So I think that they may be letting the executioner win. This is going to prove to be very bad for potentially both parties, both the Mafia and the town. And I want you guys to think about it right now. I want you guys to guess the end of this game. I want you to guess exactly how this game is going to end. And let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested to see if you guys know what's going to happen. If you're watching this right now, don't read the comments first. Just think about it. Pause the video, write your comment, continue watching, and then watch this video to the end, because this one is quite the doozy. It's quite interesting. George Bush has now died. At this point, I have to be careful too, because I'm talking about all this. I'm talking about presidents and their untimely death, and that could get a video flagged for the wrong things if you're not careful. So, Bush the framer has fallen, and James Garfield as well, who claims doctor, has also met with the bad part. So, dang it, Obama, says Mafia in their death note. And it makes me wonder real quick, like, why do they call out George Bush in the death note? That doesn't really quite make sense. So, and Barack Obama says, okay, guys, I have some news. I'm spy, and some president is arsonist. I'm not quite sure why he's coming out with that right now, except for the fact that night one, some present was visited, alive though. Asked him about this. He's probably Arso. So it kind of just seems like there's a forger and get some present. So Barack Obama already knew night one who was and wasn't visited. Which is weird that he was kind of like with me at first as far as voting against my target James Garfield, who by the way is now dead, turning me into a jester, and everybody, at least in the back of their head, probably knows this. I'm thinking at this point, I'm gonna die to Vigi tonight. If I was a vigilante, if there's a vigilante, I'd be shooting me tonight. I'd be shooting Eisen. I'd be shooting, yes, the jester tonight. And some president gets voted up for impeachment, of course. And then you kind of like, all right, this looks like it's probably arsonist down. I think that clearly there's no possible way that Barack Obama is an executioner or a jester in this case, and so it has to be in this case that they are in fact the spy. All right, well, this seems like it's a pretty easy kill here in terms of just this is the arsonist. Everyone's like, impeach this president. He isn't even real. He's just some president. And it's just, this is why I love this this name theme. It's just so entertaining. And I'm pretty much just going to guilty this and keep the game kind of rolling on. Again, pretty obviously an arsonist. And in my case, arsonist is really the thing that I'm worried about right now. That and a potential vigilante. I don't think Jailer is going to kill me until perhaps at the end if Town is doing well. And if Town is doing so well, they may not kill me at all. They may just kind of have a... whatchamacallit? I don't know what they would do. We'll have to see. Anyway, what am I talking about? I lost my track of thought, guys. I lost my track of mind. I got a important message on the old Facebook right there. So anyway, what's going on here? All right. So anyway, I'm still live, which is a little bit weird, a little bit surprising. Not at all what I had expected. And as we kind of move along here, I'm just kind of checking to see if there's any plays that I have. I'm just kind of getting some information, seeing if there were any forged wills. Cottonmouth looks like the only will that was potentially forged. Perhaps James Garfield was, but I'm not seeing anything that looks particularly like it was forged, except for James Garfield. It looks like it could have been. Could have been faked, at least. So, James Garfield, they obviously knew was Town based upon the fact that I had called him out as the target, basically. And there's not much else that I can do at this point. I'm just kind of like, let's see what happens. There's no reason to update my will. There's no reason to kind of play too hard or too aggressively towards anyone's side. It almost feels to me at this point that I'm going to be waiting until the end of the game. My goal at this point is for one side to win by such a margin, by such a margin that they're willing to vote me up and give me the win out of the kindness of their hearts. That's basically what I'm looking to do at this point. I thought briefly about pretending that perhaps somebody else was my target, and if we lynched another town, I could go ahead and say, aha, I am the executioner, but my target was this person all along. See? So that was one possibility that I thought about, but I've never pulled that off before, and I just kind of thought maybe being quiet and waiting and letting the game kind of progress as it was may be the better choice at this point. The result of this is quite interesting. It's quite interesting indeed. So we'll just kind of keep it going here, and we'll see a bodyguard and doctor. Doctor was killed by the execution right there, or by the jailer by an execution, which is pretty interesting. And sorry, I had to respond to that. That was a little bit of an important text from me. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, we're back. My brain is back to this. Bodyguards down, doctors down, other doctors down. That's a lot of town protective dead right now. That's 2 random town are clearly evidently there. There also appears to be a spy. That's 3rd random town. So there's not really much left to claim here. There's not really much to claim. I mean, I'm not going to claim anything anyway. I'm just kind of at this point. I'm just going to try to cause problems. So Barack Obama said that Truman was visited and didn't die, and so I said. Ford, I'm sorry, was visited and didn't die. Gerald Ford. So I said, yeah, Ford is not Moff then, and I say, so we should kill him. And I'm just trying to be a little bit of a jerk right now, and I'm like, do I vote? Do I not vote? I vote, and then I unvote. I'm kind of waiting, because I want one side to win, but I want to know what side it is that's playing. So this feels a bit like this is, when I see 4 hit, I go, I don't know. This might be down here. And I wait a little bit, and I go, all right, I'm going to hit it. So I slam it. I get like that last final vote on, and Washington goes up to the stand. Did you, President Washington, cut down your father's cherry tree? I shall not tell a lie. I was doing voices, by the way, during this entire live portion of it, so you missed out on a lot, honestly, guys. This commentary sucks in comparison to the original commentary. You can leave a downvote for that or dislike if you want for that, but I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying my best, all right? So Washington claims lookout, and that's just like, yeah, that's not happening. I smell a consort, neither do I. So nobody believes him, so I go clearly inno here, guys. Again, I'm just trying to be obnoxious. There's no reason for me to really... at this point, I'm like, I don't really feel like there's a vigilante here right now because I feel like I would have shot me. And this actually ended up being really, really close. There was 2 NOs and 3 guilties. And so it looks right now that if this is in fact Mafia, that Roosevelt and Barack Obama are likely to be the Mafia members of this team. Although Barack Obama seems pretty obviously to be in fact the spy. So I'm a little bit confused as to why this vote happened the way it did. It seems like there was 2 Mafia, or at least 1 Mafia that could have voted Inno and gotten him off the hook, and it was the doctor. But really quickly, if you guys looked real closer at there, they did find out that it was in fact the disguiser. So that's actually the disguiser dead. There's 2 Mafia left. I really do think that the Mafia could have kept their disguiser alive a little bit longer there, and I think they should have. I also started wondering at this point, did I make a boo-boo? Did Skimm make a boo-boo? Did he scratch his knee? Did he pick his nose? Like what did Skimm, in front of a video camera, what did he do? Did Skimm make a boo-boo? Should I have voted innocent? Because I can. I'm Jester. I can do whatever the heck I want, basically, and kept the doctor, so to say, alive. Well, I don't know. My goal is to have one side win by a large margin. But now Town has a little bit of a problem. Town, even if they find the Godfather or the Mafioso, they can't stop the killings until they kill one of them. So it's different. It's actually better. It would have been better last night to have killed the disguiser, so to say. Or it would have been better to kill the Godfather or the Mafioso than it would have been to kill the disguiser. Because right now, if you jail the Godfather or Mafioso, you don't stop the deaths. The deaths still come on. And because the jailer actually went ahead and executed a town before when they claimed doctor, which is not entirely bad. There was a lot of claims of TP that were going on, I'm sure. But because of that, you got to kind of think that there may be an issue here. So Barack Obama, the spy, now has been removed from the game. And so Abraham Lincoln says, I say we get 8. So I say, yeah, we can get 8, which is of course me. And Gerald Ford says 8 is Jess/any. Don't waste it, in my honest opinion. So now we're to the point where it's like, what's your role? I don't know. What's your role? Well, I don't know. What's your role? And Donald Trump claims Vidge. And then immediately afterwards, Roosevelt sees it. So there is in fact a Vidge in this game. I'm surprised. I would have killed me if I was a Vidge. Jesters can cause a lot of problems. For one, jesters are supposed to play in an evil sort of fashion. Ultimately, our goal is to win. So if I can win with Town, I will win with Town. But if it's even skis both ways, I want to cause Town as much pain as possible. So I'm kind of like getting ready just to troll a little bit. Whoever's not being voted, I'm like, I'll vote on Nixon, and then Nixon goes up to 3, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll vote on Roosevelt. And at this point, I'm just kind of just trolling a little bit, and Nixon actually gets voted up. Nixon gets voted up without my help, which I thought, this is pretty weird. I thought, this is strange. How in the world did Nixon get voted up without my help? Because there should have been, without me and another Mafia member didn't vote. So if Nixon didn't vote, because he can't vote on himself, a Mafia member didn't vote, and I didn't vote, how could he have gotten 4 votes? In my head, there's no possible way, and indeed there is no possible way, that Nixon could have gone up to the stand without his Mafia member voting on him. So I don't think this is Mafia. I think this is Town somehow. I'm like, this is definitely Town. They just voted up a townie for no good reason. Didn't have a good claim though. Didn't have any claim. So I jest a little bit. Roosevelt says, "Yo, this is Jess?" ? It's like, nah, man. I'm legit Jess. But and we get the Dwayne the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. No other will. and it's the Godfather. So at this point, I'm like, what in the world is going on now? What is going on now? How is this even possible? And then I get brought to jail. Claim, says the jailer. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? You kidding me? I'm not even sure if what I want to say to this at this point. So help me help you. And I'm like, all right, now you got my attention. How can you help me? Well, how can I help you so that you can help me? I kind of be a little bit like in neutral evil. How can I help you who has all the power? And I am in fact jester. So good info, says jailer. And of course can execute me even if they wanted to. This is where it gets a little bit interesting, guys, because my brain is not comprehending this. All right. Roosevelt's dead. It's me, neutral evil, Donald Trump, the last of the mafia, and two townies, a jailer, and I don't even really know what the other person is. But it's not really important right now, I don't believe. And I'm sitting here, I'm going, how in the world could I potentially win this? If any side votes on me, they lose. Or they draw. So if I was to get voted up, right? And Donald Trump's trying pretty hard to win this, which I credence to him on this one because he really is giving it all that he's got. And so as we kind of move forward through this, we'll notice that I do the best thing that I can. Lynch me. I'll kill Donald. Boom. I'll get rid of that. I'll jest him. I'll make him die. And more people will win, and it'll be what an awesome, wonderful end of the game. So I say, sweet, what a pal. And they quickly vote me up. And Eisenhower, I say, Trump loses anyway. He can't kill at night. So I'm actually trying to make Trump think that it's not possible for him to win this. And that way he might be more likely to vote guilty. And I only need one person to vote guilty in theory because the other people will probably abstain. Most people abstain. So and I kind of I'm still trying to be silly here. Skim would be proud, right, Skim? Wait, was Skim Cotton? Who cares? He sucks anyway. Guilty me! I want to see my family. And I'm just trying to be silly here. And as time kind of ticks down, you understand people are going to change their vote. And the probability is that Jail 4 is like, don't guilty Abe. And so everybody just switched over to anyway. And here I am, lame. You fools are lame. And this is when it dawns on me. It dawns on me that there's nothing that they can do. This is the ultimate stalemate right here. They can't win. You know what? Because they need my vote. Town needs my vote on Trump in order to actually get this. So I say, boom, you need me or draw. Kill me or draw. And that's the last thing I say at the end of the night. So now I have a plan kind of concocted in my head. I'm like, I'm going to play the hard ball here. My goal, because I'm playing this seriously and I want to win, my goal is to go ahead and win the game. Nothing else. I don't want to lose the game. I don't want to have a close second. I want to win the game. So I know at this point that somebody is going to lose if they lynch me. If they lynch me, one team, they're either going to lose or they're going to draw. So if Trump lynches me, then he loses. It's game over for him, and Town and myself win. However, if Town lynches me, if the jailer lynches me, it's over and Mafia wins. If it's the other Town member, Abraham, that lynches me, or I think General Ford is actually I don't remember who the jailer is. Anyway, whoever isn't the jailer, if they lynch me, then it becomes a draw, with the jailer able to stall out the Mafia kills indefinitely. So at this point, it looks like this. I'm saying this might be my chance to get a jester-only win. This could be it. I would be so happy if, boom, I win, I get lynched, the jailer lives, Donald Trump gets put in jail for a period of time, and for 2 nights until the draw happens, and then I will get the card, the jester card, and that's the point here. Now, Donald Trump like, I'll take the hit, Eisen. It's like, okay, sounds good. Gotta play like a player plays. And so at this point, it's like, I think they might actually vote me up. And Abraham Lincoln votes on me, and Gerald Ford votes on me, and of course Donald Trump is going to, right? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? What are you doing, guys? I'm not going to vote with either one of you, because if I vote with Town at this point, I'm kind of like game throwing, I feel, because I lose any chance, any possibility of me winning. It's also not what a jester's supposed to do, because a jester, in theory, is supposed to be trying to hurt Town as much as possible. Well, I'm not voted on. I don't go to the stand. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a draw. So if you guessed correctly, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back and know that I wish you the very best, and I give you my undying and severe love. But beyond that, I also want to say that I want to kind of defend my thought process here. I could have voted with Town against Trump and then gotten him up to the stand. But I felt like that was very unjesterly. Maybe I would have done it for the sake of just being kind if I was in like a more random pubby game where people would have been upset if I actually pushed it to a draw because of that. But because it's all my subs anyway, I figure they won't mind taking a draw, especially Mafia, who would have otherwise have taken a loss. So next day comes up, and it is in fact a draw. And they're asking, like, who is me? Like, you know, who is Skimm? And so I of course I tell them. And this is a really fun game for me. I really enjoyed this game. One, because I think the name theme was just too hilarious. This is for some reason I say I'm Town. I mean Skimm. I don't know why like I'm Town is a thing that came to my mind, but I said I'm Town. I mean Skimm. And people are like, hi Skimm. Dang it, Skimm. And I thought that I had a chance at pushing through the you lynched me or it goes to draw and everybody loses. And I thought maybe that would convince somebody to go ahead and do it just out of like fear of losing, but it didn't happen. It ended up being a draw. They could have given me the win and just taken losses for everybody else. But anyway, I had a good time with that one. I really did have a good time with that one. And it's about at this point that I realized that I didn't actually record the audio for that, and I'm like, oh bother. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer. But this was a really cool game. I do actually like draw sometimes. The name theme is super funny and super awesome. So you know, that's always something to be said about that as well. I like name themes. If you guys have any suggestions for name themes, you can also feel free to put those in the comment section below, and I'll read through them and see if there's anything good that we want to make sure that we include for the next time. So, but without that, you know, with nothing else to say pretty much from me, I thank you guys very much for joining me today. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd ask that you please go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll agree on some fun stuff, especially subscribe if you're new, and especially like and comment if you're a regular. Alright guys, peace out. Much love.